2, 3. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. I did a countdown after I pressed the button. How about that?
Random.
Something a little bit different. Except I said 1, 2, 3 instead of 3, 2, 1. Just because I felt like it. Glad you are here hanging out with us this wonderful Thursday evening. And we have got all kinds of things to talk about today.
Yay!
We've got types of fish stores. So we're definitely doing this from a different approach, right? We've already talked about what makes fish stores successful and the things that you all like. That's not what we're doing here. We have a different thing that we're doing in terms of the style of fish store, because we have seen some trends especially over the last year, I would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've gone to various places, and there are 3 trends that are really starting to take hold. And I would venture to say that at some point, unless the trend changes, of course, you're going to see these 3 trends popping up in any new potential fish store moving forward, because they're very different from one another, but yet they all have an amazing potential advantage, but there are all disadvantages to these new trends that I see here too. Yes, Johnny Depp, I do have the Nakatomi Plaza 1988 Christmas party shirt, because this is the last live stream we've got before Christmas. And by the way, before I forget, we will not be here next Thursday, because next Thursday is actually Christmas Day. And like many of you, we're going to be hanging out with family and doing all kinds of stuff. So we will, after tonight, be
Maybe
back.
I'll be sleeping by then.
There's a very good chance
where you're
you
just
might
like
be napping. Yeah.
Napping.
So, yeah, we will not be here next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Although 2 weeks, that'll be interesting. That will literally be
That'll be New Year's Day. I don't really consider New Year's Day like a holiday.
I wouldn't care if it was New Year's Eve. I mean, it's not like we do anything on New Year's Eve. Although we might this year.
We might this year.
Yeah. And we did last year, actually. I take
you're
that
right.
back.
My gosh.
Last year we actually did go somewhere.
But not until midnight. Did we? Did we make it till midnight? I don't think so.
I know. I think we failed.
I mean, midnight is like 4 hours past my bedtime.
It's
do the
true.
math.
Yeah, like right now, right about now is usually your bedtime.
That's why that's why
Yeah.
you get me like you get me. I don't know. I'm even weirder than normal.
Yeah, or just half asleep, not making any sense.
Right?
It
Or if I have
happens.
this weird look.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's because, but the whole story is not that you just want to go to bed at 8 o'clock. So here's a funny story, and I promise we're going to get right into our thing.
We'll see about that.
Monday night, I don't know what happened. I had dinner, and all of a sudden I got a horrendous stomach ache. And I don't usually get stomach aches. And so about 11 o'clock, I decide, it's bad, because I decided to lay down on the bathroom floor. And I'm not going to get gross or anything like that. Nothing gross really happened anyway, but I decided, it's time to lay down on the bathroom floor, just in case. And so I'm laying there on our hardwood bathroom floor, and it's really uncomfortable after about 15 to 20 minutes. And so it took everything in me to grab the bath towel that was hanging up on the back of the door, fold it up, still, I think, kind of damp, and I used it for a pillow. That is the only thing I could muster up energy for. And I laid that way.
It was damp because it was a shower towel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think someone had used it and hung it up.
Yeah.
Earlier that day. I didn't care. That was the kind of position I was in.
It was your new best friend.
What did I eat? My wife's dinner. I don't know what happened. It came on so fast, and everybody ate the same thing, and I was the only one that was messed up. So after a couple hours,
you got some sort of a bug.
I decide, okay, I don't think I need to be sleeping in the bathroom, but I'm definitely not going back in the room, so I'm going to go back down on the couch. Stayed there. I was up until 4 a.m, and then finally I managed to get probably a couple hours, and then it just went away. It just straight up went away, and all of a sudden by like 4:30 a.m., I'm like, I'm pretty hungry, actually. But here's the point of the story and why I started to tell this. I walk upstairs at 4 o'clock in the morning, sitting there with the phone on, just kind of, watching her little Christmas stories.
I had to
movies.
do something because I woke up, how it goes, and you were in my morning coffee spot.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, guess I'm going to kick it here for a while.
So I wake to go back upstairs and finally try to get a few hours of sleep before I had to go give a final that morning on Tuesday morning. And then she's already up 4 o'clock in the morning, just kind of watching her little Christmas shows. And I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I'm like, you're waking up and I need to go to bed.
Yeah. Changing of the guards.
So, yeah, it's That's why.
What that had to do with anything?
Because you were talking about how you go to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
or 8
I
o'clock
see.
at night.
Yeah.
And it's because you get up so
I'm a morning
darn
person.
early.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting up in the morning. I do, but obviously I get up decently early, but not that early. There's no way I'm doing that. So
Whip, I have never not made it to midnight. Sometimes I only make it to midnight, but usually 2 a.m.
Okay.
You're one of them. That's Eli. Eli's a night owl.
Yeah,
So is my dad.
That was the other thing. I was up that night, and it's 2:30 in the morning, and I see Eli's bedroom light is still on. Now, he's got to go to school in the morning. He was finishing up some finals, like some online finals that he had, which is absolutely crazy. So,
that's crazy.
All right, so today, we're going to be talking about these really cool fish store trends that we've been seeing. Before we get there, let's talk about some videos that have happened over the last week. On Sunday, right here on Primetime Aquatics, I did a different type of fish for your 10-gallon. I really wanted to focus. I realized I'd never actually done this. You and I had done a video, maybe 2 videos, on like, here's some stocking options for a 10-gallon. Here's like a community you can put together.
Those are fun.
But it dawned on me like, wow, you know what? So many people who are getting a 10-gallon and have that question are beginners. And so my focus was, okay, what are truly hardy fish that most beginners are going to be okay with based on all we know about, hey, some of these fish that wind up on the hardy beginners list, you go to the pet store and they're abundant and they're supposed to be hardy, but they're not anymore. So I eliminated those types of fish. And so that was Sunday's video. This past Monday on the Tank Talk podcast, that's the podcast that I'm on with John from KG Tropicals. We talked about internal canister filters. If you have not seen that one, highly recommend check that one out, because I think it is a filter type that you want to talk about trends in the future. I see that one becoming much in the United States. I know in other parts of the world, it's like, way to catch up, guys. Well, I get that. We saw a lot of comments like that too. But at least in the U.S., I think it's going to be a much bigger trend. Yesterday on the scape of the small scape, what did you talk about? I know you had some fish tanks on there. Maybe some scaping stuff. You don't remember, do you?
I am totally drawing a blank. I knew it like 5 minutes ago. Did you watch it? Do you know? Phone a friend? Anyone?
Anyone? There's a video on the small scape that was so good. It left a burning impression on everybody involved.
It was 5. 5 plants. 5 plants.
House plants in the tank.
Well, that was one.
Okay.
One was a house plant. One was an outdoor plant that I put in the tank. 5 plants that I use differently. I think that's what I wound up calling it. There's just some that I looked around and I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. One I was waiting to debut to show you because I was doing an experiment, making sure it was surviving. Everybody's okay. It's just weird and wacky. So enjoy.
Weird and wacky. Check out the small scape if you want to see weird and wacky plants. Today, Prime Timers, we went around the fish room and we talked about, hey man, we're making progress. And at some point, don't worry, everybody. I will eventually have a video out when I feel the fish room is worthy of showing. We're making progress. You'd made some progress on a tank, and you'll probably finish that up.
6 a.m.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll finish that up by the end of the week, and then probably get the other one started, and hopefully have them both done by the end of the week. And see what I did there? Y'all see what I did?
I heard it.
Subliminal messaging.
You can expect all you want, but
I don't even think it was sub. It was bliminal. I did some bliminal messaging, and now she's gonna have to complete those tanks. Did you hear my blimality? Yeah, I know. So that was. What was I even talking about there? Oh, yeah, that was today. And then I've got a cool species profile coming out for you on Sunday. Back over here. Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet. Anything else you want to announce before we get into the thingy? The subject for tonight?
No, not that I can think of.
Would you like a sip of my green tea?
No, thanks. I had some earlier, although I don't know what my problem is. In the afternoon.
Well, let me share.
Yeah, I know. How much time do you have? I was so excited this afternoon. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to have another cup of coffee.
She even announced?
I did. I said,
announced it.
You know what? I'm going to have a green tea because I do like it. I still only drank half of it. Not even half of it. I don't know why.
What did you do with the other half? You didn't waste it, do you?
No, it's still sitting there. I'll drink it tomorrow.
Okay. As long as we're not just drinking a half and then boom.
No.
Right down the sink it goes or something.
So literally one of those can last like multiple days. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because give me a cup of coffee and you can kiss that cup
Hey,
of coffee
Tim.
goodbye.
Tim, we're not supposed to be saying that, remember? She
I
can't
saw a
read.
tank.
It was to
You
the
did
prime-
not.
I didn't. No, he's making that up. He's making that up. Totally making it up. I don't know what Tim's talking
I
about.
wouldn't say it's not even done. I mean, it's just like, well, I'm gonna see what if I like color there. If I just basically stuck some stuff in there, and I'm like pondering like. And I even specifically said
That was after the fact. You said that after I'd already done it. I just didn't want to. Tim ruined it all. But I'm probably in trouble now.
don't get
Tim.
attached to it. Is all I'm gonna say. Don't get attached to it because
I've learned that
most
as well.
of what you saw
because
is not staying.
How many of you, when you set up a tank a certain way, it's like, this is it. It's done.
Sometimes
This is a permanent solution to my vision.
I'm not gonna say sometimes. I'm gonna say rarely for me.
See,
Do I
that's
say that?
how I am. I want, once something is done, I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. Let's just see what happens. But Joanna's not like that. And so she'll do
a
something, and then
tinker.
I start to like it, right? I start to embrace the vision.
Say
The
don't.
next thing you know, I'm like, what happened to the original thing?
It's different.
And then I almost get offended because I was like, you had me so settled on this vision, and then you changed it.
No.
It would be like, imagine your favorite sports team, and they've got the coolest, like imagine you were rooting for the 49ers, and you know they've got the coolest football uniforms on the face of the earth. Even if you like another team, you have to admit it. And then they change to like purple or something like that. You're like, and it's just all different. Or you've got a favorite singer, and they sing country music, and all of a sudden they switch to opera. You're like, what did you just do to me? It's the same thing here. I'm sure most of you can understand.
I don't know. Let me know. I'm really curious now.
The percentage
If-
of changers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you tinker after you do your scape, or do you just do it? Let it lie. Just let it lie. I generally speaking will. Although my 22, I generally left it alone. Not completely though, because things do happen. Maybe your plants die, or you just don't like something. But especially with the larger tanks, that's why small scape. I like 20 and under. It's just my brain. I like the smaller size, less materials. It's all just better.
See, not
Smaller tanks
only-
are better. So when you give me bigger tanks, that's what's going to happen.
So
I'm just going to keep
you're just gonna
messing
blame
around.
shift this right back to me, huh?
You're the one that wanted me to scape the
I did,
tank,
and I do.
so you get what you get.
I just want to get what I get and then have it. I don't want to get what I get and then get
Not if
something
you're
else later.
Not if you're going to ask me. And I don't even have like enough plants. I told you I need them different rocks. So there's just a whole bunch of issues.
You see?
Anyways,
You see what I have to hear?
Vince, thank you, Vince.
See?
He's always
So-
messing too.
To contrast that, those 5 tanks back there, what do you think the longest one took me to skate? Maybe 40 minutes?
Not even.
30? I'm just like, boom. And I'm not saying they look good, all right? I'm just saying I put them together. I come up with a thing, and I'm like, bam, this is my vision. I'm not changing it. This is what I'm doing. And then I leave it that way. For better, for worse, for richer or for poorer, I just do it. And there you go.
My pink scape, I've done very little to that.
It's a 3-gallon tank.
Hey, that's something.
You
It
stuck
steps
3
in the
rocks
right
there and some
direction.
val and some
It's
wood.
not three. It's not 3 rocks.
How
It's
many
more than 3 rocks.
How many rocks?
So you're saying that there's just nothing to it?
No, oh boy. No, I'm not saying that at all.
said
I'm
that.
saying there wasn't as much to change if you wanted to because
It's
there
a
wasn't
simple. Oh, I could have added. Are you kidding? I could have added. I could have taken out. I could have completely gutted it.
Next, the
Watch.
small scape.
Just
There's
watch.
just a massive pile. Where's the water? It's just rocks, damp rocks. That's what we have in there. Yeah.
Scott, I let it be for a bit, then add to it later. Yeah, for sure. You have to just keep looking at it, and then you. But yes, I've also done the worst, like where you have it, you're like, yeah, that's pretty good, and then you're like, no, I'm going to change it, and then you make it worse.
Mara says, is that real brick behind you? Yes, it is real brick paneling.
It is.
It used to be actual. I mean, if you look at the old videos, it was brick looking, and then we
Whitewashed
updated
it.
the before we got the gallery up and running, we did that to it.
We did.
So, all right, let's do this. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Fish stores, trends that we've seen. There are 3 of them. There are 3 major trends that I think, and I would say you would agree with me. Oh, by the way, we do have a giveaway tonight, so I want to throw 2 giveaways actually.
We have 2
2
because
giveaways that are going
before
on.
Christmas.
Yeah. So for those of you who are like, I wonder if they're going to do any special giveaways. Well, I mean, they're not huge giveaways, but
No.
there's two of them. So
Mhm.
two different winners. All right. So these fish stores, things that we've noticed, and I've got a little bit of it, some videos here as an example to kind of show you what we're talking about. First one, I call it the boutique. And I'm going to use Zookside. This is a local fish store to us. We've been to a
Dreamy.
million of these
Yeah.
places. But what you're seeing here is that style, the hardwood floors. They've got music playing. They've got the display tanks. They've got places to sit down. They've got areas where you can practice your aquascaping if you want to. What else they got going on that you like?
I don't know, but Mr. Skip, can you read Mr. Skip's comment?
No scape is done until you have a steampunk goldfish. Yeah, okay.
Can you just, if you see
Can we-
Santa, can you tell him?
Sure. I got it.
Thank you for the reminder. I love that fish. Anyways, what about it?
What do you like about this style that we see more and more
Oh
of?
my gosh. It's just so inspirational. You will eat. This is meant for somebody who is maybe in a little bit of a funk. Maybe you're just like, oh, I have too many tanks, or I don't have enough tanks, or I have the wrong size tanks, or ho hum, I'm so bored. Take yourself to a place like this. Just hang out there for a little bit, and you will get so many fun ideas. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I always leave, no matter what kind of mood I'm in when I'm going there, even if I'm just going there for something like that you need. You're like, oh gosh, I really need a piece of driftwood. And you go, and then you're going to leave. You're going to want to escape something. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah, there is a lot of inspiration here. Usually when you walk into a store like this, you're going to see a lot of rimless tanks. I've already, kind of shown the equipment and stuff is usually going to be a little bit higher end. Not saying that it's got to be overly priced by any stretch of the imagination, because this store, in terms of their hardscaping, is extremely competitive with their rocks and everything. You can see the scaping practice areas. But you are generally going to get that feel of the rimless tanks, the planted tanks, the nano setups, the specialized equipment, the CO2 type stuff. And if you are someone who's really enjoying that kind of thing, well, those are the types of fish stores that you're really going to enjoy. And so you're seeing the tank setups that they have now. Most of the time, what types of fish are you finding at a place like this?
What kind of fish?
Yeah.
Nano fish.
Yeah, just generally speaking, these are fish
Cool.
that are going to be
Nano fish.
Yeah, mostly nano. But what's nice about the boutique type of pet stores like this is often you're going to find some fairly unusual nano fish. Now, you might pay a little bit more for that, but some of the rasboras you can't find anywhere else. Some of the more unusual tetras. Here's a silver tip. So those things looked amazing when we were there that one time.
I love them.
Yeah.
They may be common fish, but I adore them.
Yeah.
Look who's
Oh my
look
gosh,
who's here.
Jimmy, what's going on, man?
Jimmy.
Yes.
What?
Yep. Yep. And so Jimmy would know probably just as well, if not better than anybody else. If you go back, Jimmy, I would say too, probably maybe even 5 years ago, but certainly 10 years ago, this really wasn't nearly as much of a thing. I really think
only for the ones that knew, like the high-end aquascapers probably knew of places like these, very few between, but us common peasants did not.
Yeah. And I think really this went hand in hand with the whole nano trend. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
I mean, this wouldn't be a thing without people having an intense interest in smaller tanks, nano tanks, planted aquariums. So before that really happened, there would be no reason. Nobody would necessarily recognize this as a store they needed to go to, because they wouldn't have all of the stuff that the normal person would, the average fish keeper 10 years ago would have wanted. So
plus, in these types of places, you quite possibly will be paying a little bit more. So like the tanks that they have, like you said, are rimless. You're going to get higher end lights. You're going to get higher end possibly like substrates and just really unique fish. So you may be paying a little bit more, not for everything, because you can get like when when you just get a scoop of gravel or something, like their cool gravel that you just pay by the pound. You can get just a little bit, so it's not necessarily.
So this is definitely one. And again, my thought is for new fish stores coming online, this is definitely a viable option if you have the clientele for it. This is not necessarily a store that I'm going to open up in an area where people aren't into high-end planted aquariums and nano and all that kind of stuff, where if you've just got more just the average fish keeper, which, by the way, I would consider myself to be the average fish keeper in terms of interest. I'm not a nano person. I'm not a rimless tank guy. You know, we talked about that last week or the
You're
week
still
before.
okay.
Yeah, you know, so
I guess.
I really enjoy this store, and there's a ton of really cool fish there because obviously I've got tanks filled with nano fish. But yeah, this is probably one of the most popular ways to go, and I see this as a definite advantage. Now, there are two others that we've seen a lot of lately. This next one is not at all a new concept, but I think if I were opening up a fish store, or if I were recommending somebody who's thinking about opening up a fish store, I'm like, you got to go in one of these three directions, in my opinion. These are the three most probable paths to success. And keep in mind, we need to make sure that we mention, in all cases, we're assuming that the stores are going to have great service.
Sure.
They're going to have healthy fish, that they're going to have
Knowledgeable staff.
absolutely, and yeah, knowledgeable staff, good service, okay? Because you can have any one of these ones that we're going to talk about, but if you fail at any of those things, it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter, all these other things. So we're assuming those things being equal, pricing, staffing, competitive pricing, quality fish, and proper staffing has to be basically the same, right? Okay. So the first one, that was the boutique. This next one, not a new concept at all. But again, I think if we're looking at fish stores in the future, it's one of three potential options that are really going to make sense in the future. And that is the big, we've got it all store. But I mean, these are very impressive stores. So I just did the Aquatics Unlimited Fish Store tour. I forgot to link it. It's a video from a couple weeks ago. I highly recommend check out this. It's a great place.
Beautiful. Yeah.
This is a very large store that's got 500 plus aquariums, mix of freshwater, a lot more freshwater than saltwater. They've got it all, right? And so of the three options we're talking about, this would be the one that's going to take, if you're opening up a fish store like this, oh my gosh, would it cost a lot of money to get this kind of inventory and all of these aquariums and all these different types of fish. And it creates some very interesting challenges because with a fish store like this, you've got to have extremely competent staff because you have so many different types of fish. I mean, this store had all the African cichlids, all the South and Central American cichlids. They had all the nano fish. They had everything in between. For the most part, if you're looking for a store that's going to carry the thing that you want, it's a place like this. Right, whether it's equipment, tanks,
oh my
or
gosh,
fish.
Yeah. Jimmy said in January we're visiting 100 fish stores in 8 days, Florida to California.
That's
jelly.
Gonna
Oh,
be
I'm
a
so
very
jealous.
busy 8 days.
Can you imagine?
I don't even know how you would do that. So 8 days. 100 divided by 8, you're at, almost 15 stores. No, 13, 12 something there.
More importantly, how many memory cards is that?
That's a lot of memory cards.
Yeah, batteries and stuff. Yeah. And he also said that he's a lurker on the live stream, Jimmy.
Yeah, cool.
Ever since he found out you like Emily Lenz.
Dude.
And what do you call that?
Techno.
Yeah,
Emily Lenz, Jimmy, Charlotte DeVite, Matten, Lily Palmer. If you like Emily Lenz, you have to like Lily Palmer. There is just they're very, very similar. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. We could talk techno all day long. Okay, so large stores, huge selection. These stores, generally speaking, there's going to be some variation on price because a lot of times some of the more common fish are going to be pretty darn competitive. But then as you get into some of the fish that are maybe this is also a place you're going to find those oddball fish.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Right, where you might pay a little bit more, whether they're small oddball fish or large oddball fish, you might pay a little bit more. This is a type of store that's going to have all of the equipment, and they're going to have lots of variety. So it's not just going to be, hey, we've got this special high-end type of filter like maybe the boutique stores would have, but it's like, hey, you know what? We've got the sea chems, the Seache, and we've got marine lands, and we've got aqua clears, and we've got Fluval, and we've got all these different types of filters, and we've got 10 different types of lights that meet any budget type. And so this is definitely, again, this is not a new trend like the first one that we just talked about, and probably this next one that we're going to talk about is definitely something that's a little bit newer, certainly in the last 5 or 10 years or so. But these guys are all about volume, right? Volume sellers, tons of selection. Anything else you want to say about the big giant? We've got some of these stores by us too. This one's in Milwaukee.
And the cool thing that I like, because my video is totally different than yours, because I look for the oddball stuff, especially in Nano World, and even just like you love it or hate it, the fake stuff, the faux plants or the little tchotchkes. That's where I saw the coolest steampunk fish that I always talk about, and Tim always brings up. Just like cool, quirky stuff that you won't find at other stuff. But when they're that big, they pull in weird, funky stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I have one more, and then we can get into Q&A and all that stuff. All right, one more that I think is something that you and I have seen a lot more of, especially in the last 2 to 3 years. And first time we saw this next one, it was actually at a place close to us. Mm-hmm. And that is, and this is the video that you did. Holy cow, you're doing a lot of jump screens here. There's the back of my shirt.
That was the start.
Yeah. Okay, that's the start. Oh,
just
the small
before.
scape. There you go. So this was it Aqua Rocks? Aqua Imports? So what is the name of this actual store? It was in Colorado. And
Noel's here. Does it say
Aqua Rocks? Yeah.
Aqua
This,
Rocks.
in fact, Noel recommended this store when we were out there this past year. And holy cow. So this type of store is a warehouse. And we literally pulled up into an industrial park, and we're like, there's a fish store around here? And there was one by us, not that far away. And the same thing, we're like,
but it was much smaller.
How is there a fish store in this area? It's like, this is not a retail area. However, massive advantages to stores like this. And I think we're going to see more of these because they're just renting out warehouse space. And sometimes renting out warehouse space is a whole lot cheaper per square foot than renting out retail space. Not only that, but a lot of these stores, the one by us was SR Aquaristique.
Right.
And you walk into that warehouse, and yes, they've got fish for sale, but holy cow, it is a warehouse packed full of rocks and wood. And it was the same thing at this store as well. Just tons of rock, tons of wood, tons of hardscaping stuff. Of the 3 stores we're talking about, this is by far the least fish store feel. I mean, it's not going to give you like this comforting fish store vibe. It's not meant to. It's not its purpose, and that is totally okay. That's not what we're doing here. It's not what the store owners are trying to do. They're trying to maximize minimize their costs and maximize their value, and they can be really good at that. And so when we walked in here, again, we walked into the front little lobby area, and we're like, are we allowed to like go where all the fish are? Because there was like nobody up there, and we opened the door, and there was like a big giant dock door open, and they were just emptying the water right out the dock door, and it was a very interesting sort of dynamic, right? But there were a couple tanks we were not allowed to show because the owner, this was a great store. If you're in the Colorado area, you definitely need to check this place out because they had some really, really nice aquascape tanks that we were not allowed to film because they were being entered in an aquascaping competition that was like international. And so they I think the law or the rule was that they couldn't be on social media. So obviously we respected that, and it was absolutely phenomenal. But the tanks, they were in good shape, right? The retail tanks, but it wasn't a fish store feel. It's not like you're going to sit there like the boutique store and hang out for an hour and a half and just be like, hang out and be like, hey, this is great. I'm in a warehouse with pallets everywhere, you know?
And then also, I think Don, he wanted to know where these stores are at. So the first one that we did, the boutique looking one, Zuxai, that one is in Illinois, Elgin, Illinois. Yep. And then the second one, the big one, is Aquatics Unlimited, and that's just outside Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then this one right here is in Colorado, so like kind of like the Denver area.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And again,
look at that boost. Oh my gosh.
The point is, the fish keeper, continue to keep fish, hopefully for the rest of your lives, it's really interesting to see the changes that have happened over time on the retail side, right? And so we went from this, and that's a really good shot right there of just basically what you're looking at. So very cool.
Yeah.
So
plants.
Yeah, I mean, you've got three very different setups. Like I said, setup number 2, not new. It's been around, people have had massive fish stores for decades. Boutique style, I would say probably in the last 10 years, but certainly the last 5 years has become a lot more popular. This thing has also, to me, I started noticing that maybe 5 years ago or so. Like really started to notice like a lot more of the newer stores were going to this look, right? So would love to hear from you. Now, it does not mean the mom and pop shops, the ones that have been around forever, are somehow bad. We're not saying that at all, because we've got some of those that are here and they're doing a great job. What I am saying is I think as stores, some close, some open, I just think you're going to see a lot more of these particular 3 options that are going to be the main types of stores.
Yeah.
Right. Again, all else being equal: service, price, having good people, and quality fish.
For sure. Makes it way interesting. Rink says new warehouse type store in Bolingbrook on Route 53, just south of I-55.
In Bolingbrook.
Thanks for the tip.
Let me know what the name of that store is. I mean, feel free to leave it in the comments section. I mean, or in the chat here. I'd like to go check it out. We were at a warehouse store. There was one, I think it was in Naperville.
I think it was
area.
Naperville.
I don't know if it's still there or not.
I don't know. That was years ago.
We were at another one when we were in San Antonio this summer, and it was interesting. That store was the weirdest store ever. I'm telling you guys right now, you want to open up a fish store, you want to do it right, go to San Antonio. There is opportunity there. Trust me. How many videos did I do of fish stores in San Antonio? I'll give you one guess. 0. But there was one that was very confusing, because you walk in and it was this little tiny store, and it was like you had all this product on the right hand side. I mean, it literally looked basically like a double wide trailer at the front. On the left hand side there was maybe 20 aquariums, and they were all small. And then there was a door that said something like, "More fish in here, please keep door closed." You open up the door, and it's a massive warehouse. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And then
That's fascinating.
It was, but it was like a mystery. It was bad marketing, because I don't think anybody would have really realized that whole thing existed. It was the strangest thing ever. Strangest thing.
Lone Star Finn says, I'm working on a warehouse store outside of Dallas. Really?
That's cool.
Dallas does have a nice little assortment.
You know who's got a combination of big plus boutique?
Yes.
It was
what's it called?
I did that store tour in Dallas this summer, because we were up there.
Second floor. I don't know if second floor is here or not. They would know. The
It's
one
the-
that we
it's
got
the
toured.
one
We
north
had
of- it's the one
the
north of
dinner at.
Dallas. It's just north. Somebody here
Anyone?
knows. And I can't remember.
Yeah,
And I did a tour of it this past summer, and I love that store. I've actually done 2 tours. And I used their
Fish gallery.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Emma.
Thank you very much. They've got amazing display tanks, and
Oh, yeah.
it's this wonderful combination of boutique style, and you got the aquariums there, and you got places to sit, but it's also fairly large. And
It
so
is.
they hit the grand finale there. Yeah,
Lee.
Adams Aquatics.
Waiting
grand
for the
opening.
2026 Adams Aquatics. That's funny.
Yeah.
No, it'd be the
That's-
small scape.
And that is never going to happen.
And that would, I know, right? In my dreams.
I gotta tell
that's
you.
what it is. I'd also have a cafe.
I don't know how many of you out there have owned retail in
That's
the
gotta
past.
be rough.
But that is probably we talked about it a few years ago. Remember, we had to the point where I was like, well, because we were importing fish. I'm like, man, I'll just import these things. I'll keep them here, quarantine them here. We'll get a small storefront. We'll have a massive inventory here that we can constantly refill. And I really started looking at retail space, and that wasn't the issue. I thought business-wise, if we did it right, we could make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But then we really started thinking about, it's like, wait a minute. We like to travel. We like to be on the motorcycles. We like to just get up and go places. And right now, we've got our boys are here, your sister's here. We've got people in the neighborhood that can stay here and be with the fish. But once you go retail, it's done, man. You are at that place all the time, because ultimately,
For sure.
the fish stops here, man.
Oh my gosh, that would be the slogan.
Yeah, the fish buck stops here. And I thought about it more. I'm like, no. We're getting to a point in our lives where we want more personal freedom, not doing something that's going to basically lock us into an area.
Yeah. I'll have my weird fish merchandise online sometime. Then whatever. Rink says
see it.
Aquatic HQ. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. Thanks, Rink.
I don't think Indiana has one in the Indianapolis area. I'm trying to remember if I feel like we went to fish stores in Indy. I used to live in Indianapolis for a 2-year span. So yeah, I had fish tanks while I was there. I had 3 tanks, I believe, when I lived in Indianapolis, including my beloved 35-gallon Hex. And I found a place. That was where I first fell in love with the purple spot goby. I mean, there was a store there that had some really funky looking fish. I mean, the purple spot goby. I had some weird eel. I still to this day don't even know what it was. But there's, I mean, obviously there's stores out there, but I don't
Really?
remember.
Fish tanks on motorcycles. Ah, cool.
I don't remember the stores out there. Okay, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
You-
It's already
I
gone.
I don't know. You just said that so matter of factly. What were you gonna
It's
say?
gone.
I don't really know.
It's literally gone.
Okay. Well, if you've got questions, feel free to pop them in the chat.
Oh, EJ wants to know what about Houston?
Houston.
There's quite a few in Houston.
You know, we passed through Houston. Well, yeah, one. Is there another fish gallery in
Oh,
Houston?
we did.
Oh,
The Aquashellas we went
The-
to, the gallery. It's a very nice
Senski.
gallery.
is
Remember?
that his
That's
place?
Houston.
Yeah, it's Sinsky's places.
Yeah.
The brothers. What is that? Aqua Design. Aqua Design Group.
I think
Think?
so.
Yeah, I
Aqua
did.
Design Group. Does that
it
sound
was
right?
Very
Yeah.
impressive. Their front area was
ADG.
extremely.
Yeah.
ADG. Yeah. it
Thanks,
was
Jimmy. Thanks,
very,
everybody.
Very
Yeah.
impressive place.
Thanks, EJ.
In terms of like their aquascapes. Those guys are high-end aquascapers. So it was a lot of fun to film there. They were working on a couple tanks. And yeah, and man, once you get those guys going, I remember we got to sit down and we had a conversation with, I think it was Andrew, probably like an hour. He was a very knowledgeable dude. So that was
Oh,
fun.
for sure.
That was a lot of fun.
I showed him, I gave him a few tips on aquascaping.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Just kidding. If you saw
That
his tanks, you'd find it as funny as I do.
yeah,
You have a
go
super
look at
chat.
the video. I do. Oh my gosh. Donovan, thank you so much for the super chat. Massive fan of your show. Gonna need to buy some merch and represent some time. Have you ever
Aw.
tried your hand at native fish keeping? Well, first of all, thank you.
When we have merch,
Yeah, Joanna's working on it still.
we
We've got a couple things. We're actually looking at updating the website and everything just to kind of make it more beautiful because,
well, and for like the century,
yeah.
or yeah.
So anyway, native fish keeping. Yes, we have
Love
done.
to.
Let's see
Yeah.
here. We've had the rainbow shiners. We've had various types of.
Gobies.
Well, gobies not. No, the darters.
Oh,
I have kept. So here's my all-time favorite tank was a mix of yellow perch. I still am probably at some point going to have to do another tank like that. The yellow perch were absolutely amazing. I've had bluegill. Bluegill are surprisingly aggressive. Let's see here. I had creek chubs. I had random catfish that were on the smaller side, not like the big giant ones. What else have we done? Pumpkin seeds. I think that's native wise. Is there anything else that we have done? Well, Florida flagfish, but never like a straight up, other than the yellow perch tank. I don't know if we've done a straight Heteroandra formosa, Florida least killie,
I would love
Texas cichlids.
My one of my little dream tanks would of course be the Heteroandra formosas because I love them, plus the pygmy sunfish.
But would you do the golds? Because the golds are,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
those
would
are
probably do those
definitely more
again.
striking.
but they're more striking, but I don't find them to be as hardy. So I currently only have 2 Fermies right now.
Yeah. You says, what's becoming popular in Asia, that's cool, is large aquascaping tanks like 75 plus gallons. The attraction is that it could take years, like creating a zen.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's becoming a little bit more popular here as well. Because, I mean, there's only so much you can do with a tiny tank. It's very impressive what people actually do with those small tanks because in some ways getting the scale right might be more difficult. I think you can speak to that better than I can, but with the larger aquariums, obviously you've got more options for stocking. You can create a much larger world and ecosystem inside of a larger aquarium. And I think it's something that you should embrace. And I think you should start embracing it with the 40 breeder. And then once you've embraced the 40 breeder, you can embrace the 75 and the 60 breeder. And then once you've done that, you can go back to embracing the 20 longs.
The problem that I have with aquascaping these larger tanks are kind of like no-brainers. A, you need more stuff. You need more plants. You need more
Yeah.
stuff that coordinates. So your rocks that you're, it's going to be more time, obviously. And of course, it could be logistically a lot more difficult when I was trying to do Flip's tank. Remember that? I mean, we had to be
Did you see
on a
that?
ladder. Yes, you sent that to me. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
That was way back when it was a baby tank.
And the worst
It's
part about
just-
that story is, and I'll let you continue, is
Yeah.
that tank was never intended to be done. You were not finished with that aquarium by a
No.
long shot. You were supposed to come back.
We were supposed
and
to go
then
back.
I think he was just like, oh, I filled it because we had to weigh all the wood down.
Yeah,
and then
because
the idea was to
massive.
come back, and then they just kind of ran with it. And so
Yeah.
every time she sees that tank, she's like, oh, it's not done. So it's too funny.
The
Go ahead, I'm
bane-
sorry, I
it's
didn't
the
mean to cut you
bane
off.
of
Yeah.
my existence. Yes. No, I think I was kind of done with my thought.
Are you sure?
I think.
Because
I
I
don't know.
literally just cut you
Did you?
mid-sentence. So you had at
I
least a
might
half
have
a
been done.
sentence more of a thought. But considering you didn't even remember the video you did yesterday, I'm not going to hold out a whole lot
It was
of
so
confidence.
long
that-
ago. You know,
Hey,
sometimes.
you know what? We've got 2 giveaways to do, and we need to space these out. I don't want to do them back to back. So can we do
Yeah.
the first one first?
Yeah. Sure.
Or
Do
this
the-
one first?
Do the first one first.
Okay, so the
So
first one
excited.
that we're going to do is the Amazonas that just came in, equatorial fish. And look at there. I mentioned the purple spot gobies. Duh, I'm
There
telling
he
you,
is.
you guys, oh my gosh. You ever see the purple spot goby in a fish store? And you've got a decent size aquarium. These fish get big and you don't have little tiny nano fish in your aquarium. Get the purple spot gobies. First of all, they are super hardy. We used to import them and they weren't all that expensive. It cracks me up. We go to the swaps and you'll see these. When we sold them, I think we sold them for like $10 or something like that. And then you'll see people at $80 a piece even at the swaps. I'm like, man, you could import those things for $5, man. But they're
Maybe not
amazing.
anymore.
Nah, you still can. Amazing purple spot gobies. Okay, so check this out. The winner is going to get this bad boy.
Juicy.
Yeah,
Juicy.
tons of high quality. By the way, we have in the description below, we have a little situation set up with Amazonas Magazine where they provide a special for our Primetime Aquatics viewers. You want to talk about an amazing Christmas gift, by the way? Right here, Amazonas. Very, very,
yeah,
very high quality. I
for
mean,
sure.
the writing is high quality. These are experts, not just like, you know, some random dude's like, hey, I know what a purple spot goby is. No, these are people like, I discovered this fish, or I was the first one in the world to breed this, and let me tell you about my experience. I mean, really cool stuff. So, worth every penny. Obviously, someone is going to get that. I got to get everything set up over here. So give me a second because you know how it rolls here. We got to do all the things and set up our screens so that we try to be as fair as we possibly can. Okay, so everything is set up. That's going to go to one winner. Like I said, if you don't win, check out the description because it's there for you. And yes, the person who wins is not going to get our copy. You're going to get the copy that is all wrapped up in packaging. Okay,
Deep.
so you have got a number set aside. So here's how we're going to roll with this. The second person to pick the proper number between 30 and 40.
Probably want to be in all messages, but it won't
It
count.
doesn't even matter.
You know,
We're in all messages. That's what matters.
yeah.
So the second person that goes between 30 and done.
You got
Thir-
that. You picked the second person?
Second person between
'Kay.
30 and 40.
Okay.
And I believe I saw some stuff popping up over here.
All right, all messages
So let me see.
here.
Let's just check out the situation. Wait, can I see your number again? I just want to make sure that I remember the right thing. Okay, yeah, it is the right thing. All right. For a second, I switched the number in my brain because it. all right.
Yeah, I know. I do that.
Apparently, you picked a very popular number.
No?
Yes, you did. One.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, because it's not that far down.
No, it's right. I got here.
Okay, hold on. I'm discount
Oh my
double checking.
gosh, can you
Hold on a
stop?
second.
Double checking all the time.
Okay.
Triple checking.
What do you got? Yes, that's what I got.
Okay, so that's a fun one to say. All right, reveal said number. And a banana. You're the winner. And so here's what you got to do. And a banana. We need your actual, unless your name is, your last name is Banana, which it could be, and that's cool.
That would
I
be
would
fun.
absolutely love that if that was the situation. But we need your name, your mailing address, Anna Banana, and then we will send this out to you.
That's right.
So you're going to send that information, by the way. Don't put it in the chat because then everybody's going to know your business. Instead, you're going to send that information to Primetime Giveaway,
Singular.
Primetime Giveaway at yahoo.com. And we'll get this sent out to you in the near future. So congratulations. But don't worry if you didn't win and you feel really bad about yourself and your whole situation tonight. We have yet another giveaway.
We do.
And this one is going to be a little bit more exclusive.
It is going to be, yeah.
But-
not everybody's going to want to win it. That's all I'm going to say.
But for the people who do want to win it, I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, and there you
How's
have
that
it.
for a teaser?
That's a cryptic one. We'll do that one in a few minutes. Not like right away, but
In a little bit.
in a little while. In just a little while. I need to know something while I'm looking for the questions. By the way, if you had a question, leave it again, because once these numbers compile in, it's hard to scroll all the way to the top. What I want to know from you is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Because
That's
we
really
from not I don't know from you. I know yours. No, I actually don't.
No.
But
I have a lot
I
of
wanna know
favorite.
yours. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Because what we do is we start Thanksgiving,
Eric, yeah.
and then from there we just go crazy. And every night we watch a Christmas movie, but we don't have 50,000 of them. And even though there might be 50,000 Christmas movies, I only like a handful. And so I wind up watching this handful of movies in a 30-day period, probably a half a dozen times or more. So I want to know what everybody else has got going on.
Ted Riggs says A Christmas Story, and I will have you know, before this stream, I was over at my dad's, and me, my sister, and my dad were watching Christmas Story.
Okay,
It
that's
hadn't
good.
yet completed, but pretty funny.
Which one is that?
Christmas Story, that's the one that you have not gotten a liking for it yet. It's the, like,
The
from the
little kid?
50s. Yeah.
With the BB
Ralphie.
gun? Yeah, I don't
Okay.
mind it. It's grown on me.
Okay,
it
wait.
has grown on me a little bit more.
I have another, and I got to read all these favorite ones, but Home Alone. I see a lot of Home Alones. That's probably, if not my favorite, one of my favorites.
Yeah, Home Alone's very good.
What was I going to say? Oh, who knows Ralphie's last name in A Christmas Story? Who knows? Because I just noticed
Ralphie,
it
I'm
today,
gonna
and
shoot
then
your eye
once
out,
you
kid.
see it or hear it, it's mentioned a number of times, like what their last name is in the movie.
Huh.
See if anybody knows it, because even my sister, who's like even a bigger fan of that movie than me, I'm just really curious.
Okay.
Okay, anyways,
So, yeah, that
Christmas
movie's okay.
Vacation, yeah,
Yeah.
Tim, very good. Jingle All the Way. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy likes Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
I have to say I've never seen it. Have you ever seen it? That's Schwarzenegger.
No, but you know what one has really
Right?
grown on me?
Hmm.
Red one.
Oh,
I
he does like
think
the red one.
Eli and I went and saw that at the theaters. We thought it was good. I think we dragged you back to the theaters, and the three of us saw it. And
Mhm.
now it's on Amazon Prime, and we watched it again.
Yeah.
I do want to put that one. I want to watch it one more time before Christmas movie watching is over, which ends abruptly on Christmas Day. That is it. The day after, on the 26th, the Christmas movies, all the DVDs go back on the shelf all together, so they're a nice big group, but that is where they stay until next year. Because, yeah, here's the sad thing, is I am a person who considers Die Hard a Christmas movie. It absolutely is, representing. So is Lethal Weapon. The first Lethal Weapon is absolutely a Christmas movie. I mean, my gosh, they run a police car right through a Christmas tree, and it's got a Christmas song at the beginning. So, interestingly, those movies also go away for the year, even though they're a perfectly good action movie.
You know, that you may say, and whatever, that they're a Christmas movie, but you know what? Christmas movie and Christmassy movies are two totally different things. They have no.
So my favorite, I'll ruin the
It's
suspense.
like watching Twister on Christmas Eve. Wouldn't do it.
No, you got to watch that during the summer. Get ready for Twister season.
Gosh, that's awful.
So,
Ugh.
my favorite is Christmas Vacation. That is my absolute favorite. Then I got to go Die Hard. Then,
Tragic.
man, Lethal Weapon is so far up on the list. But in the interest of keeping it as authentic as possible, I'm probably going to go Elf,
Okay. Yeah.
Home Alone,
Mhm.
Lethal Weapon.
Okay. I like
And
a
then,
lot of the
believe it or
classics
not,
too.
Red One would probably be next. I just like that movie.
You're
I'm
such
sorry.
a dude. Noel says Klaus, and I'm not sure if I've
Yeah.
ever seen Klaus. It sounds familiar, but I'm gonna have to look that up. And then I've never seen Jim Carrey's Grinch. I do want to see that because I've seen like the making of how they did it. Or also Jim Carrey in Scrooge. I want to see that one as well.
Okay.
And
Running water. Are you drinking your non-sweet tea? I am. This is the green tea. I do that one on the
There
live
he
streams,
is.
but it's not my favorite. I like the regular unsweetened tea more, but I don't want to drink that late at night.
The man who invented Christmas, I also like. That's like a backstory of Dickens. It's kind of a lot of
The other
fiction,
one
but-
that I forgot that I enjoyed as much as I did until we watched it last night is The Muppets.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I love all the
Hilarious.
cartoons, but they're not movies, so I'm not going to include them in there. But you got to go with Frosty, Rudolph, Santa Claus is coming to town. I mean, those are
For sure.
those are up there for
Yeah.
sure. We did. I bought. I think I
Peanuts.
mentioned this. Peanuts. Yeah, of course. He-Man Christmas. Believe it or not, there is an actual old school He-Man Christmas. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe I wasted $5. I found it on the $5 bin at Walmart. But I also found the original Running Man for $5. So I'm like, all right, well, I spent $10 in total, and Running Man's worth $10. He-Man Christmas was stupid. It wasn't really even a Christmas cartoon, although it kind of sort of was, but it just wasn't good. And I'm a big fan of He-Man, the cartoon. Yes. I
Oh,
know.
and a banana when Harry met Sally, for sure. I would include that one as well because that's also good for Thanksgiving. It's good for New Year's Eve. It's good for the fall. I mean, it's just yummy.
Whip, I agree with you. I can watch that 10 times, Christmas Vacation 10
Oh yeah,
times.
you could just have it.
I think I've already done that because here's the problem. We're going to shut this off in like 30, 40 minutes, and then I'm going to say, what movie do you want to watch? And you're going to say something like Christmas Vacation because I haven't seen it the whole thing yet.
Yeah.
And then what winds up happening is I start it. A certain someone, as we've already discussed, is going to be asleep within 5 minutes. And then I just watch the whole thing. And so I've probably seen that movie
can
a
I
dozen
say?
times this
Yeah.
Christmas, as I always do.
I know.
And you almost never make it through a full one. So
Matt keeps fish. I think he has a fish question.
you
you
do.
want to take a fish
I do want to
question?
keep. Yeah. Could I keep 2 scleral pages for mimosas?
What are those?
I don't know. Can you look that up? That is that
Yeah, I'm fascinated.
in a 10-gallon. That almost sounds.
Says
So the Habrosas, the Corys are fine, but I need to look those up because is that some type of a?
scleropages.
I've never heard of that genus and species. Maybe I've heard of the common name, or maybe I'm not as well versed as I should be. Wait, did they get me? Is this a freaking arowana?
Yeah.
You can keep 7 of them. Yeah, 7 arowana in a 10-gallon. Nice. All right. So this is
Got you
payback
bad.
now. Huh? Yeah. Okay.
That's hilarious.
That would
I
explain
s-
why I don't know the genus and species because I've had 1 arowana in my whole life and it was in a tank that was way too small.
Oh
so
my gosh.
yeah, bad me. Oh yeah, we got a lot of the
Whip,
cool movies rolling in here.
wait, Whip says, what's the one where George runs up the street wishing everyone a Merry Christmas? Old black and white movie.
Oh,
Merry Christmas.
that's we just.
Do you know
Yeah.
George?
That's oh come on now.
That's
oh come
his
on.
Jimmy Stewart.
That's all he ever says in
impersonation.
every movie. Oh come
Never
on.
he never says that.
Yes, he does. He says
Never
that in every movie.
That's It's a Wonderful,
Wonderful
Life.
Life,
Yes,
yeah.
Whip.
Yep.
Great movie. I would say that's probably the best Christmas movie that was ever made.
So,
And it tanked when it first came
Yeah.
out. It tanked.
It did, and then they made it free.
They made it free.
The
So
royalties ran out,
in
and
the
then
70s,
everybody picked it
so-
up because it was a free movie.
Yeah,
And
so
then it's-
that's why growing up, I remember always seeing bits and pieces because it was always on.
Yeah.
And then the one time that I actually saw the entire movie, I was like, love it.
And I saw it, and I was like, I don't need to ever watch this again. Donovan, what would be a good filter for a 470-gallon indoor pond?
Oh my gosh.
So the pond is going to be laying on the ground, I'm assuming, right?
So cool.
If that is indeed the case.
Hmm.
Well, you're not talking to an expert here. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm just be honest. I don't do a lot of ponds. We had one small 50-gallon pond outdoors one time. We didn't put a filter in it because we had small nanofish, tons of plants. It was outside, and we just had an air stone running from what I can remember, and possibly a heater early in the season. But if I'm doing, so let me think. If I was doing an indoor pond, what would I do? I would, probably get it off the ground, but maybe not. I mean, what a lot of people do is they just run a pump and they run it up, and then they have a trickling system, and then essentially what you have is you have rocks and you've got plants up there and you've got some type of a substrate, and so all your beneficial bacteria are covering those surfaces and it trickles back down. Your plants are pulling out the nitrates, all the rocks and stuff. And by the way, for those of you who want the single best filtration, especially biological filtration. The idea is to get water running over surfaces like a waterfall type of situation where it's just like you see in a lot of the ponds. A lot of the industrial, like the large scale fish farms, that's what they're doing. They've got water just coming down like a rocky slope, and all those microbes are coating all of the rocks. So I would probably create something like that where I've got a pump that's pumping water up, and then it's sloping down over basically a slope of rocks and plants, and that would more than be sufficient for the 470. That's how I would roll. Jimmy says Nightmare Before Christmas isn't bad. Have I seen that?
Oh yeah. I don't think so. When it first came
Well, we
out,
got a
I watched it back to back to back in the theaters, and then no, that's with Jack Skellington and Sally. I don't.
Oh
think
no! I've
and
seen
Dr.
that.
Finkelstein.
You should. I think you made me watch that movie once.
Way back when, probably.
Oh, Gremlins.
Yeah,
How
somebody.
come that one's never in our. Yeah, that one's not really in our thing, is it? That's kind of sad. We should probably add that one.
And Max says Harry and Sally New Year's movie. Yes, I totally agree. And yes, rest in peace for sure, Rob Reiner and wife. Along with Trading Places. Trading Places.
Oh yeah, that one's in our rotation. That one's
Yeah.
in the rotation.
Christmas,
too.
New Year's, yeah, for sure.
Yep. Josh says, have we ever been to Gordon Ramsay Burger in Chicago? We
No.
don't go to the city much.
We don't.
We're suburban people, and
we're burbs.
quite honestly, people who live in the suburbs try to stay as far away from the city as they can. It's just a lot of traffic.
Just the thought of like getting in and out
fair
of the
amount
city.
of crime,
Ooh.
and just we.
But that would be interesting.
The city of Chicago. It takes a lot to get me to go into the city. The last time I was there was for a Cubs game. Loved being at Wrigley Field. Couldn't stand the commute there and back, and all the parking and all that stuff.
That's why Brewers game. That's why it's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a Brewers fan.
Yep.
'Cause it's a cool.
All right.
Cool
I'm
thing.
still scrolling. Let's see here. I'm trying to get back to the fish questions, but apparently people have some opinions.
Tis the season.
Yeah.
And then of course, Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck is kind of a winter movie as well, where Macaulay Culkin. That's where John Hughes got the idea for Home Alone. That one scene where he's sitting by the door of the little mail.
Here's a fish
slot.
question. I found one. So I want to create a Tanganyikan community tank with Juliochromis and Calvis or Compressiceps and a 40 breeder. Thoughts on the stocking numbers? Well, that's a good mix. The Calvis are going to be a little bit smaller than Compressiceps. They both have that really cool, menacing look. Neither one of them are overly aggressive. Keep in mind, though, that when you add the Calvis and the Compressiceps, you are going to absolutely never see fry in that tank because they are expert hunters. And because they are so flat, they can squeeze between rocks. They will get to your fry. When I had the gold head Compressiceps and that 75-gallon over there behind Joanna's head, I had shell dwellers in there. I had rock dwellers, and I could see fry every once in a while. None of them survived. So if you're cool with that, and that's totally fine. So yeah, you could easily do in a 40 breeder, probably go with a dozen of the Juliochromis types. So maybe you want to break it up into groups of like, hey, I want to do a half a dozen Ornatus and a half a dozen Reagani or something like that. Or maybe you want to do probably something different than Reagani because they look kind of similar. But so you could do Lelupi, let's say. And then if you wanted to do 10 Calvis or maybe 6 to 8 Compressiceps, they both take forever to grow. So you're going to have some time. The other one to consider in a 40 breeder might be, and I kept them in there, was the Cyprichromis leptosoma. That's a nice open water swimmer because a lot of these other fish are going to be hovering around the rocks a lot. So to get something in the middle, the Cyprichromis is a really good option. Expensive one, but a good one.
All right, Emma has an excellent question.
Okay, bring it.
What fish would you consider the most Christmassy fish? Like if Santa had a fish tank, what fish would he have? Fish that would be on brand for him. For sure, the Santa Claus. What is that, platies?
Yeah, I was just thinking the Santa Claus platies, the
Candy
candy
cane
cane
tetras.
Yeah, good, very good.
There was a lot of the ones that you were showing
Snowball
at Aquatics.
pleco, or
Unlimited.
actually the not the snowball because that's actually black with white spots.
No,
I would
the,
do the white pleco, the white bristlenose
for
that they
sure.
have now.
The longfin albino pleco.
Not the albino. There's actual white plecos.
Longfin?
I don't remember if they were longfin
I would
because they were
want it to be
they were
longfin.
tiny. Well, but still, you got a white pleco.
I'm just saying.
Some of the guppies, some of the the albino guppies get very, very, very white in color. There are
Although,
white guppies.
If you had a tiny tank, chilies still super bright
Because they're
red.
red, yeah, yeah. Green cubitai because they're green.
Yeah, but Santa's red and white, so you don't really technically need.
I know, but you gotta have winter white. You have to have
Or
red. You have to have green.
You could totally do like a Skittles tank for like the multicolored Christmas lights. That would be
Mm.
really fun, especially if
Oh,
a
man,
a
that's
mound of like moss shaped in a tree. Remember that one year
You
that I
did
made?
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
if you-
didn't have different colored shrimp, I don't think. And if you could get them all in there,
If you guys want to see some really, really cool
weird.
Christmas winter scapes,
Weird.
go to the small scape.
Were they on my?
Yes. And then what you have to do is you need to sort by oldest first. And you're actually going to see some plant videos really
Oh
early
yeah,
on.
I started.
But then within about, 6 videos, you start getting into those really cool scapes. And it was right around Christmas time. And so go to the small scape, sort
older
oldest
videos, so-
first, and then you're going to see some very cool winter Christmas scapes.
If you don't expect a lot, you betcha. But I did make a snowman to put underwater. Do you
Yeah,
remember
there
that?
was some
I just
very-
remember that today. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I really
and you
did.
did the Christmas wreath one
I
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that, and that's what Aquatics Unlimited has, a little wreath, and I
Yeah.
remember doing that years ago.
Mhm.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
But I did consider, because pretty much every year I've done some sort of a winter or Christmas scape, except this
Yeah.
year. I always say I'm going to do it, but I haven't done it yet.
Matthew says, would pea puffers and serpe tetras be okay in a 10-gallon? Pea puffers are fine. I think the serpes might be a wee bit too large, maybe. I might scale the serpe down to, let's say, some type of... how about Harlequin raspberries instead of the serpe tetra? Very similar, and I think they would just get along better. That's what I would do. That would be my suggestion.
For sure.
Mrs. Hall says, I went to buy a lid for my 20-gallon tank 2 weeks ago and wound up coming out with a 36-gallon tank kit instead. You know what? They're half dozen in one, dozen in the other, whatever. Got that?
I
Half
do.
dozen in one,
I
dozen
do.
in the other.
I get that.
I only have 3 guppies. Any ideas on what else I can survive in hard water? We got all the live berries. You got guppies, platies, mollies, and a 37, which would be fine. You got the swordtails. You've got... let's see here. All of your, I mean, if you want to go a completely different direction, it's not going to get along with your guppies, but you got the 20-gallon rights. Just leave the guppies in the 20, and then in the 36, you could do what we were just talking about, some Lake Tanganyika fish, maybe some shell dwellers, some rock dwellers. So the African cichlids usually work, the small ones. I'm not talking about like the Lake Malawis, but the small Lake Tanganyika shell dwellers and rock dwellers would work just fine. We did a video. So if you go type fish for hard water and just type in Primetime Aquatics after that, I think we had a video where we had probably at least 10 very unique suggestions. So you'd still be able to find them okay.
Yeah. Julia says, not a fish question, but my news is I have had my dwarf Synodontis petricola for at least 3 years. There's now a little baby Synodontis.
Once they get going.
So cute.
Ask Whip about that.
Oh my gosh.
Once they get going, as long as you don't have a lot of predators in the tank, you can get quite... I had a 75-gallon with the dwarf petricola, and I had cichlids in that tank. At one point, we had a female red midas in there, and somehow, some way, we had dozens survive, and I was bringing those to the swaps, and then I gave Whip the group, and I don't know, Whip, how many did you end up with? Because I know you took a mess load to the the Keystone Clash this year, because you had a lot of them. So awesome. They are the cutest little things. They're so cute. They're like little miniatures. Yeah.
Just like pygmy cories. Baby pygmy cories. Oh my gosh. Too cute.
Yeah, those are cool.
Scott wants to know, would a 125 be a good upgrade in size? I have 2 55 gallons, a 30 gallon and a 10 gallon, and looking for another tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Once you make that conversion from even a 4-foot tank to a 6-foot tank, it is
Game changer.
It's like, for those of you who went from a 20 or a 29 gallon, you get your first 4-foot tank, the 55 or the 75, like, whoa, this is a lot more. When you go from that 4-foot to the 6-foot tank, that's another one where you're like, wow, this made a big difference. This is really cool. So yeah, definitely worth considering.
Green fire tetra. Oh, that would be fun.
Noelle, just want to say, be kind, please.
Oh.
Yes, that is how we roll here.
We
are
try,
trying to be kind
especially
human beings.
especially in the last stream before Christmas,
Yeah. We don't need anybody getting banned up in here. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Like I said, Noelle, don't get mad because we're talking about your birthday. Your birthday, huh?
Wait a second. When's your birthday, Noelle?
Did we miss a date here?
Did we miss your birthday?
yeah,
Wait a second.
that
Let me
would
look.
be-
Do I have that noted?
Okay, anyway, while you're doing that, can we talk about the second giveaway? Because
Yeah.
it's getting to
Oh,
be
yeah.
that time. All right, now this one, like I said, this one is really not for everybody because it's not going to work for everybody, but it's going to work for some of you, I promise. And I got to get everything reset up again. There's not going to be a huge explanation here because a huge explanation will not be needed. This is the last one, right?
It is
Forever and ever.
the last one in existence, yes.
One lucky winner is going to get this. This is the last of the Fish Wrangler shirts. It is a size small, and that's
is.
why I said this is not going to be for everyone, because if you are not a size small, don't put the number in there, because then you're just going to be taking it from somebody. Unless you know, so if you know somebody who's a size small,
a
that's gonna
fish wrangler?
yeah, who's a true fish wrangler, this is it. This is the last remaining Fish Wrangler shirt in existence, and they're never coming back. They're never coming back. The Fish Wranglers, Shrimp Wranglers, once they're gone forever and ever. Now, we're going to do the same thing, although I need to see what we got here. All right, so we're going simple here with this one.
Oh,
And
yes.
So what we're going to do is, again, we have got the second person that picks the number between 1 and 10. So we're keeping it simple. Between 1 and 10. If you want that bad boy.
Oh,
you-
it's unisex size small.
Yeah. And done. Wow, that was fast too.
Yeah.
We're done. We're done. You can stop pressing the buttons. You can stop right now, because I got right here.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Wow. Budget bonsai.
Budget bonsai.
You get the last fish wrangler to ever exist on Earth, and you can wear it with pride. Thank you so much. And we're going to need, do we need Budget Bonsai's information?
You know, we may have it
I-
recently.
Because you won recently, right? So
Yeah.
if you did, just send me an email, one, so I don't forget. So that's best. So send me an email, the email address, primetimegiveaway@yahoo.com.
Singular.
Send me all your stuff again, just so that it's a good reminder, so I know we know to get this thing out. Wow, man, you just bumped the mic everywhere. Yeah.
Oh.
So congratulations, you are the winner.
Yay.
Okay. Johnny says, how long can you keep 50 Dalmatian Mollies in a 20-gallon and a 20 Saki swordtail and 3 Panacori fry in a 10-gallon? 50 Dalmatian Mollies? Oh, I'm moving fish around to make room for all these fry I got. Okay. I'm like, not long, maybe hours. So, and they're fry. So they're probably, I don't know how small they are. Let's just assume they're like a third of an inch or something like that, or a quarter inch. You're moving fish around. I don't know, because fry can mean a lot of things. Fry, if they're like really, really tiny, you've got some time. You just want to make sure that you're doing water changes. The more concerning thing is if that swordtail's full grown, your fry might go missing real fast. Pandacories are fine. They're not going to mess with your fry. So that would be the only thing, unless that fish is also a little tiny fry, then I wouldn't worry as much about it. But if he's full grown or even close to it and you've got little tiny mollies, he's going to eat them. So I would still try to get those things out of there as fast as you can. I wouldn't leave them in there super long, if at all possible.
Oh, that's nice. Budget Bonsai said, my granddaughter asked for an aquarium for Christmas. This is perfect.
That is going to be
That's
awesome.
nice. That's really nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool to hear. Love that.
And Mike Hunt, just so you know, we will pick first. We try and pick not just the first or the second. We try to switch it around, and that's just how we pick. So there you go.
Mike says, capitalism is awesome. Can't tell you how many pumpkin shrimp I sell during Halloween and how many Santa Claus shrimp I sell after that.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yep. just got to give them the good name, right?
Seasonal, you know.
Once you've got the name on there.
I love seasonal
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
especially a name.
What about firecracker shrimp? 4th of July, man. I mean, not a lot of people are buying stuff for 4th of July, but that are related to shrimp in the middle of summer. But
or like summer, if you had like lemon and lime, or just like watermelon something or others, I'd be like, yeah, I need it. Whatever it is, I need it.
For New Year's, drunk guppies.
Oh my gosh, no.
These are guppies that are just constantly swimming around, like banging their head off of the hardscape and everything, and just bumping into stuff. Yep. I could see that happening. Oh no, it wasn't birthday. That was going on with the Be Kind. Birthday's not in December. Okay, I didn't think we missed anything. That makes me feel better. Okay, hold on. I'm still scrolling now because now I got to get past more numbers here.
Oh, Emma, have you ever had pumpkin shrimp? I know I currently have pumpkin shrimp. It had been a while though, and I was like, I need them again. You probably like them.
Don't you have? No, you don't have pumpkins.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Pumpkins?
Yes.
Where do you have pumpkin shrimp? I know you had the yellows. The yellows are not pumpkin.
No. Really?
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah.
The pumpkins are actually in my puddle tank. That's why they're orange.
No, those are yellows that you had in there, I thought.
Well, at one time I had them both, and then I pulled out the yellows. The yellows have actually made a couple of moves. They're currently in my 20.
I can't keep track.
I know you can't.
Because
So
besides
I
doing
don't
that,
even know
you're
how you
always
try.
trying to adjust your fish thing to make it. Oh, you know what would be funny? And just kind of gave me an idea. At some point, we need to make this a little bit. Donovan, people are going to hate. They're going to hate you because of what you just did to my brain. How fun would it be for the giveaways at some point?
Oh no! Can you make it any worse?
To make it like a riddle.
Oh,
or
you've already done
to make it a math equation.
Invariably, somebody is not happy about something. So.
But we could give them a reason to really be unhappy now, Like we could just straight up, I could get Eli to do like a little math equation.
Oh gosh.
Because then it would be, okay, who can solve it? But then you're going to try to throw it in a ChatGPT, but it's going to be slower, to copy and paste it than someone who can it's got to be something where you can solve it fairly quickly so the ChatGPTers can't cheat their way into the giveaway like they cheat their way into classes.
Make sure it's a week that I'm not here. And then knock yourself out.
Or I could just do random.
You've done questions before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
what did we do on the latest video? What fish did I talk about, or something like that? And then you've also combined it with a number.
Yeah,
so
that's a good one.
So it's like a multi-level.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like we'll switch it up. We'll do like, we could do math, then we could do like a science thing, then we could do
classic cinema.
Sure, classic cinema, which would not be a question that's
show
coming
tunes.
from me. Yeah.
Show
tunes, yeah.
You can put you can put on the thumbnail.
Okay, what is that? First person that gets that right.
So this is what you gotta do. Are you ready? Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So on the thumbnail, you have to say plus giveaway, and then in the small print, then you say based on a riddle including science and something. So depending on just what random question.
Oh yeah, I could do the show tunes all day long.
Yeah, Whip, I wouldn't be able to win either if you throw in science. Math maybe, but science, forget it.
Oh yeah, I got it. We're gonna do that. Whistling show tunes. We'll make it strange up in here. I mean, we're fish keepers. We're already kind of strange. I got news for you. You're hanging out with us on a Thursday evening? Welcome.
Good luck.
Welcome. Yeah. You've already lost that battle.
See how many you lose after tonight.
Yeah. He called us weird. He whistled show tunes in my ear.
It was
really loud.
It was a really
I didn't
weird
win any of the giveaways. It's all rigged. And they talked about Christmas instead of actual fish stuff.
Oh my gosh, right?
That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get like 5 comments like that. Yeah. Levi says, thank you for the podcast you do with KG Tropicals. I love fish talk, and it's been great to have on the drives to work. Yeah, for those of you who love to just be able to listen to fish-related content for 45 minutes to an hour, especially on a Monday morning. We're like, Monday mornings are not my favorite. Well, we'll try to make it a little bit nicer on the Tank Talk podcast.
They do. That they do.
That's what we do. No math. Oh, come on. Budget positive. Math riddle. Yes. All right. We got some math nerds up in here. Okay, where's my... Yeah, you might have to bust out your calculator. We've got... Our youngest is a math nerd. He just finished his Calc 3. He took
Crazy.
Calc 3 online. I barely made it through Calc 1 in person. He's like, oh, yeah, it wasn't that hard. I'm like, well, that's good to hear. Because, all right, we got Andy Griffith, A-Team. Good. People know. Love it.
All right.
I don't know who got... Because I did a third one, I think, somewhere in there after. Chips, Vince. All right, very good. You guys are pros. Someone will be winning a giveaway someday when I whistle out a tune. Yeah, go ahead.
Heavyweight champ. What's up? Wait, there was another one. Hold on. Weird. Man. Hold on a second.
Who knew Jason could whistle? Yes.
Oh, yeah. You get it if you like it or not.
Uh-huh.
What was I just going to
I
say?
will whistle me some whistles.
Oh, my
I don't
gosh.
know. It's just going with the flow of your brain tonight. You forgot right in the middle?
How much? Oh, is that... You can call me Lisa. That's a very big compliment. I will take it.
Just don't call me Lisa, because I'd be confused.
How much is enough when feeding cories, specifically panda cories? That's a good question. How much is enough?
How much is enough for any fish? Well, I mean, it's just the amount that they're going to eat. So generally speaking, just watch them. So get some little sinking little tiny pellets, maybe some little Bug Pros or something. Or if all you've got is flake, that's fine. Watch it sink. Make sure they eat, especially with your cory cats, because what you just don't want is them to be like, oh, you know what? I'm full. I'm going to leave this stuff just rot, because that would be horrible. So it's hard to say how much, because it depends on how many cory cats you have, depends on what you're feeding, how you're feeding. For just general good rule of thumb. And I did a video on how to feed fish. If you just typed in feeding fish, Primetime Aquatics, there's going to be a video that comes up, and I show you how we feed all of our fish. And in fact, we did a live stream about that as well. But in this video, I demonstrate what we do. But it's all about just watching your fish and making sure they're eating it. It's okay to work up to the full amount. Right? I would rather feed a little bit light and be like, okay, they ate all that. And maybe the next day, I'm like, I'll just give them a little bit more, and then see if they finish that. But I would rather start light and work my way up than be like, oh, I just made a mistake, and now this food's sitting at the bottom, and I got to try to get it all out of the tank. Ooh, Jesus says, what fish store would you recommend that has the best community fish in Illinois? So I have a couple of recommendations, and you actually did a video one time where you went on the small scape to a bunch of fish stores, one of which is closed, which was Aquatics. That was one that we always recommended. I like that one out. They're no longer a thing. Zuxai, the video of it's an Elgin, South Elgin, like that one. Fish Planet is very good up in Deerfield. What else? I mean, there's just not as many anymore. I feel like we're missing a couple. What do you have? Zuxai, Fish Planet. I mean, Aquatics is closed now, so
it's not a fish store, but I do like Greg Woodstock's place.
Yeah, I know. He's looking for community fish. That
I know.
Count.
I'm just saying, it's good for inspo. They got ponds and stuff.
Yeah, those would be the two main ones right now. The one in Deerfield, Fish Planet, and Zuxai in South Elgin are two of the better ones. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. Oh, do I know the words? No, but
Words to the facts life. I can only do the nanny. You've never even seen the nanny, have you?
Yeah, I can whistle me some show tunes. It's a new skill. No, it's actually not a new skill. It's an old skill. One I just announced here on the live stream. Let's see here. What temperatures have you kept your Florida-Lease killifish in? I just picked up, was stated to be tiger teddies, but I'm pretty confident they are Fermies. We have kept them mostly because they've been down here, we run this whole area here at around 80 degrees, which means most of the tanks are kicking right around 77, 78, and they were breeding, thriving, and living long and healthy lives. Your tanks upstairs are, upstairs is a little bit cooler now because we've turned the temperatures down a little bit. So maybe 72. So they're fine in the 70s. They can go into the low 80s, no problem. So they're pretty resilient.
What is the secret mission to get KG Tropicals this week? Like, what's their mission?
Oh, what are we going to do?
That's what I was looking for before.
Oh, wow. Okay. How many? Oh, I got one. How many turtles can we get in a 20 gallon? 29. He likes a 29. It's one of his favorite size tanks. So just keep hitting him with random turtle questions, right? And you just got to come up like, oh, I got a red-eared slider. I've got a soft-shell turtle. I've got a tortoise. Do tortoises like water? Should I fill my tank up completely if I have a tortoise in a 29 gallon? Yeah. Yeah.
Get him with the turtle questions.
The turtle.
That's fun.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a real nice one. He's going to we got to shoot podcasts tomorrow. I totally see him saying, dude, stop telling them to ask me questions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. There's no proof of that anywhere. It's like, yeah, there is every week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Michelle's saying, hi, Michelle. New Aqua. And you. New Aqua. You've talked about that one before.
But we haven't been there yet, right?
No, but it's on the list.
Okay.
I don't think we've been there, but it's on the list.
We need to write that down because we need to go there. And Michelle's told us about that before. Michelle, I got to tell you, those glasses are amazing. I'm wearing them all the time. They're I have the other cheap ones, and they might as well not exist in my life anymore. So thanks for spoiling me, and thanks for opening my eyes to a whole new way of life. It's been awesome.
Oh, boy.
Okay, let's see. I'm scrolling. Hubby says, I use bug bites bottom feeders. Had a few issues with what I think was high organics in the tank. It's difficult with bottom feeders. Yeah, the key to me, if you've got cory cats, loaches, that kind of thing, fish that feed from bottom, shrimp, snails, sand. Sand helps tremendously. Once you put gravel in the tank and you're trying to feed those bottom feeders and they are tearing up the food and some of it's sinking inevitably into the gravel, it just becomes a much bigger headache. So sand helps a lot.
We were there, Orland Park. Wasn't that the one that we went to by Tinley?
No.
What was it called?
That's the one that everybody goes to. That one that we went to is, I don't remember what it's called. It's definitely not that.
Okay. Still on the list.
Maybe.
I think it might be.
No, I don't think so. Well, look it up. Look it up. You're always on your phone anyway. She's looking at comments. That's why. Pam says, would you guys choose to put in a 20-gallon with a betta, a Bolivian ram, and a mystery snail? No. And here's why.
That might be
Love
interesting.
all of those fish. However, there's a chance that the Bolivian ram might fit in at the betta. There's also a possibility that your Bolivian ram may want to pick on your mystery snail, generally speaking. I'm not saying it can't work, but I don't trust cichlids around invertebrates, which means my cichlid tanks generally don't have snails that I care about or shrimp because they just like to try to hunt that kind of stuff down. I would try to do, a Bolivian ram in a 20 is not bad. It's just, I don't know if I would trust it around your betta or your mystery snail. That being said, I've had crebensis in with bettas and probably shouldn't have worked out. It did. So it's not a guarantee it won't work, but there's a couple of potential issues there. Is there a correct way to clean sand in a planted aquarium? Yes, there's only one way to do it, and it's the way that I do it. And if you don't do it that way, you're just plain wrong, and you don't know how to keep fish unless you do it exactly the way I've demonstrated how to do it, and anybody else who does it just doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay, you ever heard people like that? And you're like, oh my gosh. Is there a correct way? There are ways to clean sand. I did a video. If you just say how to clean sand and Primetime Aquatics, that video is going to pop up where I go into it, I demonstrate. But generally speaking, in a planted tank, I just want the detritus off the surface. And so I'll take my gravel vac and I'll just kind of do little swirly, twirly gum drops, right, about an inch above the sand surface. So I'm not sucking up any sand. I'm just getting the stuff off the substrate, off the top of the substrate. That's about it. That's how I roll with it. Did you find out? What did you find out?
Oh, no, New Aqua, we have not been there. We're thinking of Aquatica.
Is that the one by?
That's Tinley, right? That's what somebody said.
Maybe.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I looked at the what pictures I saw. Does not look like one that we've been to. So it's still on the list.
Yeah, because we need to go
So
there.
Orland
Yeah.
Park and then Bolingbrook, like Rink said.
Yeah, I'd
So
like to see that one too.
there's-
I guess we've got some things to do
Yeah.
for the winter break. Whip says Chicago surprisingly limited on really good fish stores. I haven't found too many anyway. Animal Island is good for. That's the
Oh,
one we
yeah.
went to. Yeah,
Animal-
because that's the one that's got all the tanks packed. That's the one next to the swap, right? Whip. That's the one in by.
Oh, is that the
Tinley.
one I'm thinking
That's
of?
the one. Animal Island. You remember we walked in? It was really, really packed.
Oh yeah, it's a small fish store.
Fish looked fine. You know, there was nothing wrong with that place whatsoever. But
Oh, it's Animal
yeah,
Island?
it was. I
Oh,
would imagine
okay.
for you, Whip, especially because you're a little bit larger than I am in terms of height, and I felt pretty. It was. They definitely maximized the number of fish tanks they could have in that place. So, but yeah, the Zuxai and Deerfield Fish Planet is my faves.
Did you get the question on the fish freaking out?
No, I didn't get
Okay,
the
great.
question on the fish.
This is from
freaking out.
Joe.
Okay.
Oh, Joe. Is
So-
it normal for your fish to freak out after a water change? Every time I do a change, they act completely different for a few days.
Few days?
Seems extensive. I do have fish that are like
Yeah,
very
they get really active.
sensitive. They're just like, "Oh, you're in my space," and then they like hide.
No,
But not for
yeah,
days.
I mean,
can't.
that's normal to get fish that are active after a water change, especially if there's been a slight temperature change. Cichlids will go crazy sometimes for
You got
an
the
hour or
gravel
so.
back.
But well, it's more just because the new water's coming in. It's not even the cleaning itself. It's just the change in slight water temperature or maybe slight different water parameters where they get really active. Some fish will. A lot of people will do water changes on cichlid tanks because it makes fish breeding happen.
Mhm.
But for days, unless there were some pretty dramatic changes to your water parameters, which would be my guess, they usually shouldn't be like that. So I might do a water test. So ammonia, nitrate, pH, water hardness, both your GH and KH before your water change. And then after, just make sure you're not getting a massive change in something because you can, especially if you have softer water sometimes, dramatically change water parameters. And that freaking out could just be that they are stressed and they don't know what to do about it.
All right, Mr. Skip wants to know, is Greg Woodstock's store worth the drive from Milwaukee? I would say if it's in the summer or spring, it would be worth more of a drive. I personally think, but it's not. You don't go there to get fish. They do have some indoor ponds. If you're looking at creating a pond, it would be really good. They have a lot of plants in the summertime. So if you have an outdoor pond, I think that would be really cool. It would be a long drive from Milwaukee, though, and you'd probably have to combine it with other things like Fish Planet. You'd have
The
to.
only way I would go there is if I'm into ponds,
Right.
And like you're really into ponds. If you're just a fish keeper with tanks, I don't
Mhm.
think it's worth it. But very cool place if you're into ponds.
Yeah.
That's how I would summarize it. You know, that is interesting. You mentioned that, Heavy. Could we ever get a Tank Talk live?
Oh,
We've been talking about that.
that would be fun.
So, because we typically record on the issue is, so you're going to get some behind the scenes here. We generally record on a Friday during the day. So we start, we record 4 at a time. It's a very, very long day. And I just brought that up to John not that long ago, a couple weeks, like, hey, I wonder if instead of doing 4 pre-recorded podcasts, if we, it's probably a question we're going to pose to the Tank Talk podcast viewers in the next couple weeks, is if we did one of those as a live, but it would have to happen like in the middle of a day on a Friday. So I just don't know how many people would be like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and tune in for that at 11 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're thinking about it. We're definitely, it's been brought up before. So we'll see. Hey, John Oliver is here. Hey, Fish Family. As always, I hope
Hey.
everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Happy holidays to everyone.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
hope
too.
Are you in California right now? Because I thought I saw some Facebook posts that you or your special someone was in California.
Oh, or was that old footage from?
No, it was a recent
Aquashella?
Facebook. No, it
Oh,
wasn't that.
no?
It was like a vacation.
Oh,
But then I also saw that you had picked up some fish, so I was confused.
okay.
Yeah, I guess I was behind the scenes Facebook just stalking you and your life. No, I wasn't. It was just they popped up like in the same day. I was like, huh? Yeah.
So Whip says Aquatics is right by the Greenwater Swap. Animal Island is over in Midlothian. Yeah, like 15 minutes away. Remember, we thought
Yeah.
it was right there, but we were driving.
And I was starving, so that didn't make it any better. And I'm like,
Hangry.
let's stop there and then go get some food. I'm like, I'm hungry. Plus, we got to go there. Yeah. All right, let me see here. I'm scrolling through. We got time for like one or two more, I reckon, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Most tank mates for the betta are, no, they bully the betta, or the betta will see them as an enemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we have a mix of fish in a 40 breeder. We have a betta with some other fish that you guys will see eventually, and it's going decently well. But I saw the other day that the betta and one of the fish were like fronting up,
Really?
and it was going to be a very
Yeah.
even match. I'm like, I hope that they solve that problem, because someone's gonna. I don't think either one of those fish are going to come out ahead if they continue to, mess with each other. Bunch of Bonds, I thank you so much for the super chat. Do it. This morning afternoon slot show is ripe. Like I said, it wouldn't be every week. It would probably be, if we are doing 4, it would just be an hour-long thing that we take the place of one of the pre-recorded ones.
Be cool.
And then you and Lisa have to do one too still.
I know, that
people have
would
been
be
asking
fun,
about
but
that.
don't
We
expect
just
us to
gotta-
be like on topic. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm going to be all over the place.
That
But it would
wouldn't
be
surprise
fun.
me one bit. But yeah, we'll have to bring that one up and suggest it to people too, because our movie one, as much as we wanted that one to succeed, it just didn't get the views. So I'm not sure how often
too
we're going to be
bad.
doing that one. That was a
'Cause
lot
that
of
was
fun.
very
Yeah.
entertaining. You both had really extensive
Yeah.
like reasons and like
Yeah.
information about your choices.
Oh, okay, Jay Oliver. It was from one.
See?
You were right. They were
Yeah.
in Aquashell in California.
He's like any other
Just
human
getting
where
around
you're
to
just
posting.
like,
okay,
oh, I gotta
that
get this out.
makes a lot more sense. All right, everybody, we're going to call it a night because it's getting late, and as we already mentioned, a certain someone over here needs to get her beauty sleep because she's past her bedtime.
I get up
And
early.
We're probably going to go watch
Birdie.
15 minutes of some Christmas movie. At least
10
I'll watch the whole
minutes,
thing. You'll watch
15
15 minutes of it, and it'll be great.
Yes.
As always, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you to our moderators for moderating all the
Yes,
stuff.
thank
Thank
you.
you to everybody who had all the great questions. We will be back. Like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We're not going to be here next week because it's Christmas time. Go spend time with family, friends, hanging out, and then we'll be back in a couple weeks. Have a great Christmas, everybody, and we will see you later.
Night.
Bye, everybody.